and welcome back to my workshop. Today we're going to talk about hand planes. Some of the most common questions that I get asked about them.
Look at them, they're beautiful.
The main question I get asked is, with all these flat sole planes, why do you have so many? What's the difference? The biggest difference, well, one is steel and one is wood, right? You're partially right. The other part is the size. The size makes a vast difference in the type of plane you're going to use depending on what you're working on. And I'm going to go over that just a little bit. From my left to my right here, I've got my smallest planes and my largest planes. And they all look different, but basically the same concept. Something like this plane here, you can already tell that that is significantly different. That does a different job. These are all designed for flattening or taking out high spots on the project you're working on. The basic rule of thumb that I've always been told with hand planes is when picking your hand plane, pick your plane based off of the size of the piece you're working on. i.e., if you're going to work with this 15-inch plane here, you're going to want to work on something that's 30 inches. If you're going to work on something with this plane here, which is 22 inches, you're going to want to do something that's 44 inches. Now this one is called a joiner plane, so this is used for joining surfaces together. So you'd either work on a long shooting board like this, or you would do it on a side to flatten the edges for seaming or gluing together, like this butcher block table here. There's different segments on this workpiece. Something like this would have been used to flatten those edges out. Because you've got such a large surface area here, it gives you the less risk of rocking back and forth, whereas if you use something small like this. Now it can be done. I have used smaller planes for a lot of longer pieces, and I'm not saying it's impossible. You just get less risk of messing up with a longer one. Now the other thing you'll notice is, well, some of these are wood, some of these are steel. Well, you're right, some of them are wood. The steel ones are nice because they hold up over a long time. The nice thing about the wooden ones is that if you get the surface marred up, you can flatten that. Take some sandpaper to it, re-oil the surface, and you've got a brand new work surface on this. They're a little bit more chintzy to set up because of something like this, you notice doesn't have any adjusters. So you rely solely on this pressure piece here and knocking on the back side and the front side to raise and lower the blade. Whereas something like this little Corsair here, this 16-inch, well, this is a 14-inch plane, that's got a little adjustment knob that will raise and lower the blade because there's a set screw in here that totters as you crank that knob here. And then you get into your smaller planes, which I mainly use for taking down high spots. So if I notice a piece that's got relatively straight but it's got one little hump in it, I'll take this and just spot check what I'm working on. The other big question that I get is, well, you must have spent a fortune. How do you have so many hand planes? And whereas you're not completely wrong, they do tend to cost a lot of money sometimes, but in all honesty, most of these are ones that I've gotten for cheap or have been given to me, so I have been lucky, and they have not looked like this when I have gotten them, or this one here. Most of them I get are completely rusted, and I have to clean them off. My recommendation is, if you are looking for nice hand tools, it's not hard to come by. Go to a garage sale, go antique shopping, go to a thrift store or a flea market. A lot of times you'll find people who are just trying to get rid of them. Oftentimes you may even find people who are throwing them away or giving them away. Craigslist is another good option. but you will not find them in clean condition like these are now. When these came to me, they were completely rusty. And I had to take a wire brush, scrub them down, re-oil them, resharpen them. I'm not going to lie and tell you it's easy to do. It is a lot of work, but if you're willing to do it, you can have yourself a very nice setup. And with that, that's all I've got for today. Have a good one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.